Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Learn Selenium using C# and Microsoft Visual Studio Code. In the last class, we learned about page objects, part 1, and how to write page objects using Selenium, WebDriver in Visual Studio Code using C#, and also explained what are page objects and how you can create one. We also took an example of Yahoo website and then try to create one simple Selenium script. Today I will show you how to write another page object using the same page object pattern. So you see on the screen the test is from the last class, and we have a Yahoo page and page object, and this is the page object here where we are checking its sign-in message. Today what we will do is we will use the Google website, which is this one. So what the script will do is it opens this website and it checks the title, and also it will click sign in here and it will do a little bit assertion on this page. So if you see, there's a new window opened here. So today's page object video is to understand how we can handle the new windows along with the page objects in Selenium WebDriver. Let's get started with it. So since when we click on another page on a sign-in link, it opens another window. In page object pattern, it's considered as a different new page object. So that's the reason you have to create a different class. So let's create a separate class for a new window when we click sign in. So I'll create a new class called sign in. The reason behind this, when you click on a link, it will open a brand new window. So if it is a new window, you had to create a separate new page object. That's what the framework tells you. The page object model tells you to keep separate page objects for each different scripts. So we have created the sign-in class. For safety or for easier purpose, I will just copy the Yahoo page object class, and we will delete the unwanted stuff. Say, for example, this is the unwanted bit, and let's rename our class sign in, and also let's rename the constructor. Okay, so we created our different page object called sign in. So if you see here, here's the link to sign in, and once you click, it opens a brand new window, and on this window we will type in the email and we will just close it. So to type in the email, all I will do is get the XPath. So before we get XPath, let's try to write a method, which will basically type in the email ID, public void, let's say type in email, and driver dot find element by dot XPath. Let's finish the sentence. This click. Now let's go and construct an XPath. Should be a problem. So as you can see, it's a type email. I will use that quickly. So input type equals to email. That's it. So let's copy this, and the XPath is this one. Yeah. It's not click, it's send keys because we are typing in there. So test@gmail.com. Okay. So we have a sign-in page, and we got a simple method which will type in email address. Now let's come back to our Yahoo login. So here you see we have a method, but as soon as you open this window, you hit the URL, you need to create a separate method to click on the sign in. So let's do that. So I'll use the same Yahoo login to do that. Page object, public, void, click, sign. Okay, so driver dot sign element export dot click. So yeah, so we need the export for it. For time being, I will just use the browser export, which is generated from the browser developer tool. Don't worry about the export. The intention is to learn here how we use page objects for different screens. So I'll type in the export here. Okay. So if you see, once let's call this method click sign in. Now if you see, it clicks here and there's a new window opened as soon as you click. Yeah, you see the new window is opened. So to pass the controller to that window, new window, because that's where you're going to type in and the email address which is passed to the sign in page object. So to pass the controller to the new window, we have we can use window handles method. So driver dot switch to dot window, and then driver dot window handles dot last. Yeah, so this will pass the session to the last window. Now the controllers are given there, given to the sign in page. That means it comes here and it will type in. So as soon as we type in, we will close the window for now. So let's close the window using close. Now if you see, even though we close the window, the controller is still, the driver instance is still on the new page. It hasn't passed to the previous one. So to revert back to the original window, what we have to do is, before you need to hold the original instance. So to do that, what I will do is we'll create a static variable in this class to hold the instance of the class, instance of the window, public static string parent win. Yeah, and the way we pass the control object to get the window instance is driver dot current window head. This will do the trick. So now I have the window. I'm storing the parent window instance now in this variable, and now we are in here. We are passing the control to the old window, the second window. So the control comes here, and we are closing the window. Now we need to switch back to the old window. So to do that, driver dot switch to dot window, and window name takes as it's a string window name if you have. So what I will do is I can access the Yahoo login class and the static variable, which is parent window. So now it's safe to tell that the controller is given back to the original page object, which is Yahoo login, which is the instance which is originally created. So the main thing to notice is once the controller comes back to the second window, we close the driver window, that instance, we close the window, and then we are passing the original window instance to the original window by using the static variable from the Yahoo login class. That's because we are storing the parent Windows instance in the page object. So we got now two page objects. one is Yahoo login, and sign in. So let's use these methods in our tests. So let's come back to the program test. So what I will do is, so let's comment these two. We don't need this. So let's do a simple fix. So string title web equals to driver.title, and let's use this title. So this is the first test where it will compare, it will validate the title of the window in the original page object from Yahoo login. So in the second test, what I'm doing is I'm going to use the second new page object which we just created. So let's say that sign in test. Yeah. So before you use the page object, you need to initialize the instance. So let's declare the instance first, sign in, and sign in. And let's initialize that page object. Sign in equals to new sign in, and need to pass the driver to the constructor. So now the page object is, the second page object has been initialized. All I can do is use this instance to get those methods from the class. So sign in dot. So we have type in email, you see, and that's it. So even though I'm not asserting anything, the intention of this test is basically how we can create a different page objects like sign in for a different screen, and how we can initialize that second page object and use that in our test class. So now we have first test where it will validate the title of the first window, and in the second test the controller goes to the second window as soon as it clicks sign in. Here the controller comes to this window and it types in, and the Selenium will close the window, and then also it closes back the original window. So let's run the test. So now when I run the test, you see you will first open the Google window, and then it will click sign in, and then it will close, it will type the email, and then it will close the second window, which is a sign in window, and then it also closes the original window. So let's click to run all tests. Okay, there you go. So you see the Gmail, it goes to Gmail, and it, okay, has failed. Let's see the unable to create input at XPath type equals email, locate element. That's correct. So if I go to Yahoo login, there you go. So I haven't called this method click sign in this method. So sign in dot Yahoo comes from Yahoo dot click sign. Okay, so now click all test again. So now it goes to gmail.com, click sign ins, it type ins there, and then it closes the window. So if you see this, the first test is failed. Sorry, we didn't recognize the address, but it's Gmail, which is fair enough. And if you see the second test, it has passed. So that means it was able to go to the second window, type in the email, and close the second window first, and then close the original window. So that's it. So this is how we create two page objects and switch back the controls in the using Selenium WebDriver. So if you have any questions, feel free to write any comments to the video. Thank you for watching the video.